Today, we're diving into Surah Al-Rahman. It's often called the bride of the Quran, and it tackles one of the biggest human questions out there. How do we find any real meaning when everything we know and love is designed to just fade away?
Think about that for a second. It's a heavy thought, right? But here's the thing. This chapter of the Quran doesn't ask this to make us despair. Actually, it's the opposite. It's offering a path to freedom by showing us the grand cosmic stage that our lives are playing out on.
And on this massive stage, everything we see, everything we are, it's all in a state of vanishing. This is a concept that early Islamic philosophy really wrestled with.
This verse right here, this is the foundation of our entire explainer. Right away, it sets up this powerful contrast, this cosmic push and pull between what disappears and what actually lasts forever. Let's break that down a bit.
So you got these two core ideas, Fana and Baqa. Think of Fana as the impermanence of everything that's created. It's like a beautiful sandcastle getting washed away by the tide. But Baqa, that's the tide itself. It symbolizes the permanent, enduring reality of the Creator, and only the Creator. Okay, let's zoom in on our first key term, Fana. Now, this is way more than just death. It's this principle that everything created is constantly changing, constantly becoming something else, and ultimately perishing. For early thinkers like Al-Ghazali, understanding Fana wasn't about being gloomy, it was the first real step to seeing what's truly real. Nothing is static,
And in this swirling universe of constant change, Baqa is the anchor. It's that permanence, that eternal and unchanging reality of God, the one and only true constant that gives meaning to our own fleeting time here.
You know what's so cool about this? It's the psychological shift it can create. Once you truly get that everything is just a temporary loan, your health, your wealth, your time, you stop obsessing over owning things. Instead, you start asking, okay, what is the purpose of this blessing in my life, right now?
And that brings us to our role in this whole cosmic plan. If everything is temporary, then what are we supposed to do with the power, the skills, the intellect we've been given? So right here, the Quran throws down this incredible challenge to both humans and jinn. It basically says, go on, try to conquer the universe. It acknowledges our ambition, our drive to explore. But it reminds us that any power we wield, it's not actually ours. It's granted by an authority. And this word, sultan, it's so rich with meaning. On one hand, it's talking about the fixed laws of the universe, like gravity. You can't just ignore it. But on the other hand, it also refers to the authority we get through our intellect, the power to invent technology, from a simple wheel to a rocket ship. So it's both a limit and a license.
So the challenge for us today is pretty clear, isn't it? Whether we're talking about AI or space exploration or how we treat our planet. Are we using this God-given authority, this sultan, to uphold the cosmic balance, the mizan, that he set up? Or are we disrupting it out of our own pride?
Okay, so we've established our responsibility. And then the surah just shifts gears. Dramatically, it paints this vivid, almost terrifying picture of the day when that cosmic balance is finally and completely reset, the day of reckoning.
Wow, the imagery here is just so powerful. The very fabric of reality starts to transform, and everything that was once hidden is laid bare. It's a moment of absolute, undeniable truth. And on that day, accountability is absolute. The choices we made, the way we lived our lives, they become these visible marks. There's no need for a trial, no need for questions, because our reality just speaks for itself. It's the ultimate justice. But then, right after that intense vision of justice, the story resolves into one of the most beautiful descriptions of paradise in the entire Quran. And it's a reward that's built on a very specific kind of emotion. For those who lived with an awareness of that final standing, the reward is, it's a sensory masterpiece. We're talking not just one, but 2 gardens with flowing springs, every kind of fruit you can imagine, and just ultimate peace. It's the physical manifestation of a life that was lived in gratitude. And this is such a crucial distinction to make. The fear that earns this paradise isn't the kind of terror you'd feel for a tyrant. No, it's the profound awe and deep reverence you feel for a beloved, a fear that's born from a deep, deep desire to never, ever disappoint the one you love the most.
And that brings us right back to where we started. Realizing that everything is impermanent doesn't make life meaningless. It does the opposite. It gives every single moment and every single blessing a beautiful and urgent purpose. So the real question is, what are you going to do with it?